All right, guys, we're going to get the party started. It is August 29th. We are coming to the very end of August. I can't even believe it. We are in such a busy time. We have until Wednesday night, you guys, to wrap up Success Club. Also, to make sure that you guys have all really finished strong. For those of you that are in cup teams, remember that every person in your team has to hit Success Club for you guys to qualify for the prizes. So if you guys have anybody that is struggling, please get them into our Success Club push group so that we can help everybody out as a team. Make sure that you guys all get the reward that you guys have been working so hard for. And the last announcement that I want to make quick is that I do have the groups open for the health bet. We have one just for coaches, and we also have one for challengers. If you wanted to be in that, I will do one last ad tonight. So as soon as the call is over, I will post into the groups, and you can add your email, and I will send over one last invitation before I have to shut it off, just because it's getting to be a little bit crazy. So we had this special call tonight, you guys, with Joel Freeman. A little kind of backstory. I actually met Joel. He might not know this, but for the very first time, before I was even a coach, he is really good friends with the master trainer out here, Cam Nisich, who is just basically incredible. This was before she was a master trainer, before her name was really even out there in the world, was embraced with her magic. But he had just released a program for Les Mills called Combat, and he was coming to Pittsburgh to do this live workout, and I saw that on Facebook, and that is how I became a coach. I actually went to do the workout, and after the workout, they had a business opportunity, and that's where I learned about coaching. So I'm excited that Joel is here. We asked him to do a call for us because we had committed to doing the 500 strong group. That group is super active. I know that we have a ton of you guys are rolled into the health bet for that as well. And so I'm super excited to be able to bring this special guest to you guys. In case you guys don't know, he is pretty new actually to the Beachbody family. I think close to a year in, right? If I'm not mistaken, officially, right, Joel? I can unmute you here. Hold on a second.
Actually, we're over. What?
I just unmuted you.
Oh, okay, sorry. Officially, we're like over a year now, at least. It was just, it was a little odd, the way it was done, where we were announced as super trainers, but we didn't have a program. But we were working on one for 18 months. We just couldn't tell you guys, basically. So.
Okay. That's the scoop on that. That's the scoop on us. So you guys all know that they are coming out with a brand new program called Core to Force. It'll be launching in November, and they have the test group going on right now. So do you want to tell us a little bit about the program? What we can kind of expect from it?
Sure. Hey, this is your call. I'm here for you guys. So Core to Force is a mixed martial art styled total body training program. So it's different in terms of it's very much stylistic as you would if you went into a boxing gym or if you were training with somebody, excuse me, that was did this type of training. This is really, and this is one of the things that Jericho and I absolutely love is the MMA world, and really wanted to make sure that we stuck with an authentic feel to it. So we took it out. We took it out of the music. We took it off the beat. We want everyone to work at their own pace. That's how you work when you're in a boxing gym. We teach you what dominant stances are, what non-dominant stances are, and how to go full body rotation in these movements. So 3-minute rounds, just like in boxing, and but we were able to put interval training into every single round, which is really cool. That's really one of the very unique aspects of Core to Force that you won't really find anywhere else. Not the way that we put it together. So it's really cool. The test group, you guys probably seen all over the internet right now. The coaching test group is in full effect. It just finished week 1. We did our own test groups at the Beachbody offices January and starting in January of this year, and did 90 days there. And man, the results were just incredible. So I say it's total body transformation. We say it's total body transformation because it is not about the weight. It's not about the pounds on the scale. It's about what this does to your body. And we want to make something that will change people's bodies in ways that they didn't expect it to happen, because how about something new and different, right? So anyway, so that's a couple things. Yeah.
Is it, so it's a 90-day program then?
Well, so it's a 30-day program. We ran the test groups for 90 days. We wanted to see, so some people did 30, some people did 60, some people did 90. Again, the results were just added. Even we were kind of like, damn, that was pretty cool. We did put something cool together here. So 30-day program, there's a modifier in every single workout. So that means everyone can do it. It is a higher intensity program, which means that if it's higher intensity, it means you're going to have some impact movements. But it definitely is, like I said, we have the modifier for sure on that one. Just a lot of fun, guys. Seriously. Like I wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun. And when we put this thing together, we wanted to make sure that you learn something, get something out of it, but at the same time, when you're done, you go, "Wow, that was fun." That's why we put together this way, basically.
Okay. Do you guys plan on having like a specific meal plan with it as well?
Oh yeah, it's got all the it has the full nutrition plan, just like anything else that you guys are used to. And we worked with Denny and Ani over at Beachbody. They're amazing in the nutrition department. And what's so cool about this, because it is a rather higher intensity program, that means you get to eat more. Yay! So not eat less. Like, yeah, right. So yeah, there's I love watching the posts with some of the coaches. They're like, I can't eat all the food that I'm supposed to eat today. Like, clean calories are always a lot more in terms of how much you get. So people are pleasantly surprised that they're not dying of hunger right now.
Sign me up. Give me all the yellows, Hillary says.
You guys in your containers are hilarious. I love watching all the posts. It's so much fun. Yeah. So, I mean, look, Quarter Force, we work on this thing. We were on this thing for 18 months. Talk about keeping a secret, right? So we were working on this for about 18 months it was before Bex wasn't even born yet. Jericho's son wasn't even born yet when we started the concept, and now he's over a year old. So it's crazy how much time has gone by with this whole thing.
Wow, awesome. Do you guys think you guys will ever do anything with the 4x4 and 8x8 workouts and add on to those at all? I know I really like those workouts a lot.
I don't know. It's I hope so. I love 8x8. That's one of my favorites. That's what I still do. I mean, when I go to the gym and lift, like that's that type of superset. That's what I do. So it's based off my own personal workouts. Grab bag power is the exact same thing. I put that together because we wanted to challenge doing some fun things with the grab bag for sure. But who knows? I guess it depends on if Quarter Force sells anything first. Otherwise, they might not talk to us anymore. I don't know. We'll see. It seems like people are excited right now, so that's cool.
Saying that we need to get it super excited and pumped up, and that we all need to promote the crap out of it, right?
Yeah. So, but it is going to be easy. Look, we wanted to make it simple, so there's no equipment in the base kit. There's no containers or anything like that. It's not about the containers. It's about it's going to, as you guys know more about, because you talk about to your people all the time in terms of the containers are one thing, but it's really about the measurements and what the ingredients are and what people are actually eating. So the nutrition plan is on point. It's really cool. And there's fun stuff in there. Like it was tailored after some things that Jericho and I absolutely love. So one of my favorites in there is barbecue chicken pizza, a healthy barbecue chicken pizza. There you go. I saw everybody's eyes light up. You're welcome, right? Come on. So it's gonna be good.
That sounds awesome. How long have you been doing? Like, I should guess like more like celebrity type training work? I really don't know what to call it.
How long have I been doing celebrity training?
Well, I mean, so you worked with Liz Mills, and then now you work with Beachbody. How long have you been doing that for? How did you kind of get discovered?
So my background, so my first job in the fitness industry was the front desk job when I was 19 years old at a gym in West Texas. And I worked at the 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. shift, the graveyard shift. And before that, I was bartending and playing pool and occasionally going to class if I got bored. But I was not into this at all. And then I took the job, and then then learned the business. I started learning the business of it and sold memberships, and then became a manager. And so I basically, so past 10 years now, over 10 years at this point, over a decade of working in every capacity and facet of the fitness business on the gym side. So I've done every single position: personal trainer, group X instructor, director, and up until I came to Beachbody exclusively, I was the marketing director for Gold's Gym Los Angeles franchise. In the world of the group X and where I got how I ended up sitting here talking to you guys was, I taught Les Mills classes, group exercise company based out of Auckland, New Zealand, and I was teaching body pump. Did go in there went through the process to become one of their trainers, and didn't do that very long. I wanted to stick with more on the business side of it, and so went into, still kept teaching classes, and then oddly enough, for Les Mills Pump, which I know that if you're a newer coach, you've never seen that, but that was a collaborative effort between Beachbody and Les Mills. They did it back in 2000, and I don't remember when. Feels like a long time ago, but I was actually just happened to be over in Auckland already. We were just I was there for doing some photo shoots for them, for like their cover materials and things like that. So just happened to be at the right place at the right time there, where I was teaching in their gym, and they were casting for Les Mills Pump. I didn't even know it, and they saw me and they said, "Hey, would you like to want to be a part of this?" I'm like, "Absolutely, sounds awesome, great opportunity." And so that was how Jericho and I got into Beachbody world. Was basically that whole thing. Les Mills Pump came out, then Les Mills Combat came out, and even though Jericho and I weren't in that actual DVD, we still were as Les Mills instructors, and Jericho was still a master trainer for them. We were, the kind of like the representatives of the program, because they're over in New Zealand, we're here. So that's where you first, everyone that came to Pittsburgh, all that stuff, like that was back in the day, but we were still, like, I was organizing that stuff with Cam and all that, all those Super Saturdays. We were still technically affiliated with Les Mills, not Beachbody. I still stuck with the gym business job. I absolutely love working in the fitness business. It's such a positive environment. Nobody, like, as I say, nobody ever goes to the gym to get worse. So it creates a pretty positive environment, which was always great. And then I was helping them on the backside of Beachbody with P90X Live, helping develop that on the back end, and we tested it, and which is like, I think 3 to 4 years before it actually launched full scale, which it's become amazing. We trialed it in a couple of the Gold's gyms here to try it out. So I was always on the back end of just always talking to people and talking to Carl and everybody, and then it was, Jericho and I had talked about a lot of different things over the years. We've been working together for over 10 years as well now. I know her and her husband, we're all great friends. And we just had this thing that a concept. And then one day we did have a meet with Carl, and Carl was like, "Okay, here we go. Here's this. What do you guys think about that?" And we're like, "Let's roll." So we did, and here we go. 18 months later, voila. You have Core de Force.
Wow, that's so awesome to hear how you started that. So, I mean, even to think just since I've been a coach, like how far things have evolved and all the work that you've put in. So pretty amazing. Let me just ask, because I don't want to like just hog up like all your time. Let me ask what questions the girls have here. So hold on a second here. I'm seeing a lot of the questions in the chat. Okay, they can't wait for the program. They're excited. Is it kind of like kickboxing too? I guess MMA would be kickboxing. Is that correct?
Yeah. So there's elements of boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai kickboxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling. We went through the whole gambit of MMA world, and took some of our favorite stuff and put it into this. So it definitely is, again, authentic in nature with that. But let me just say this too: you're still punching and kicking air. So it's not like it's like basically you can get to a certain level of authenticity when you're kicking nothing. So, but it's like, I think we found a good spot. We found a good middle road, I think, on this one. Okay. I know we did.
Would that be considered a program for beginners since it's higher intensity?
I don't think so. I think anybody can do it. That's why we have the modifier. And we had in our test group, we had some people that were quite large. And so they had to modify things, and, they were just chugging along and with us. And they, let's see, Glenn, at the end of it, Glenn lost over 50 pounds in 3 months. It was incredible. So, and then he was, doing full push-ups and everything at the end of it. Frankie lost, between the two guys, our two biggest guys in test group, Frankie and Glenn, they lost a total of 130 pounds between the two of them and 140 total inches. Like, that's a person. Like, they lost a person in between them. Yeah. So again, you can modify it. I want to say everyone can do it. Obviously, if someone's physically limited in certain aspects of it, they might not be able to, but I think for the general population, absolutely. I think anybody can do it. You just work with your modifications and progress from there.
Are people going to need any kind of equipment for this program?
Nope. No equipment, no nothing. You don't need, again, so when things come out, obviously, if a jab is a jab, a cross is a cross, a squat's a squat. So people, when they look at something that comes out, they say, okay, what is it like? What do I compare it to? So, and we understand that, but this is, again, it's something new, it's something different. But yes, it's still a jab, it's still a cross. But what we say is just leave your equipment in the drawer. You don't need your gloves because, again, you're punching air. So. You can still feel really badass without having to wear gloves or having equipment. So we wanted to make it really, really easy for people just to basically push play and start moving.
Okay, awesome. Do you think that there's going to be a certification program for it too?
I know there's going to be a certification program for it. So we're going to work on that starting in, I think, January is when we have our first meetings and everything like that. We start.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we have a lot of girls on here that do a lot of group X. So I knew I had to ask that for them. I know they'd be really excited.
Yeah. So that will be sometime next year, sometime in 2017. But we're going to be picky. But I tell you that, Jericho and I'll be picky about who's going to be teaching it. So y'all better start working on your boxing form right now.
Yeah. Since there's not going to be any containers with it, you feel like the nutrition plan is still pretty easy for anybody to be able to follow?
Look, I really do. I'm that guy. I'm the guy that hates having to think about food. I'm not a meal prepper. I would so much rather have a cheeseburger than a salad any day of the week. In my world, it's like, I call it fitness realism. When we were looking at this, I looked at it, I was like, okay, is this easy enough for me to do, or that I would actually do it? And the answer was yes. It's very, very simple. I'm watching what the coaches are doing in the test group. And, look, when you're going for specific results, there might have to be some meal prep. But what I really like about the nutrition plan in Quarter Force is the fact that it's not just, okay, at the end of 30 days, you're done. You continue. So it's, hopefully making not just a 30-day change, but making lifestyle changes. And that's, so that's why we put recipes in there like barbecue chicken pizza, something that you can keep using over and over, not just after the first 30 days.
Okay, awesome. Let me see if they have any other questions for you. Do you guys have any questions? Actually, let me just open it up to them. Do you guys have any questions for Joel? I know that I posted something into our page and I saw just tons of people liking and loving on it, but the last time I checked, I had not seen anybody post the questions. So now we have him on. Let me just check again. Do you guys have questions?
Beachbody coaches are always so talkative until I get on a call and then nobody's saying
I know. It's just the way it is.
Ask me anything. You can even ask me business stuff. I just got off a call right before this one and we chatted for an hour just about the business of it. So that's, I tell everybody is what are you having trouble with right now in your business? And if you want to ask me, then ask me. And if I don't know the answer, I'll make it up. Either way.
If not, then I'll just ask all the questions. That's fine. I could sit here and ask questions all day long. Knowledge is power, man. You guys should know that.
Well, there's a lot of people, doing a lot of the calls. I was doing these before, I started doing this even before we actually announced Quarter Force and when we were at Summit. So it was really going down the business side of this, as I said, and just because I started doing that because I keep hearing these same not problems, but the same questions from coaches, or the same, they're having recurring issues, same issues, like how do you overcome price objection and everything like that. And it really comes down to, as we're saying, the value of it, right? And as opposed to just saying you should buy a challenge pack. Well, in the world of marketing 101, what's in it for me? That's what people are always asking. So why would I say buy a challenge pack if there's not really a purpose behind it, a specific purpose? Like, well, challenge pack, okay, great, you're getting on Shakeology. Well, yeah, everybody should be on Shakeology, but what about it is really going to make a change for that one person? So that's really what we've kind of been diving into lately. Oh, people have questions.
I didn't realize you know so much about like the business side of it, I guess. Like what coaches do. I don't know. I guess I just never really understood that you knew that so much side of that. It's funny because when we talk to the mentors, I don't know, I'm sure you've seen, but like a lot of the mentors, not a lot, but some have switched over to the coaching side. And once they become coaches, they're like, it's kind of a totally different ball game. So I love that you really know like what we do and what we,
yeah. Well, look, I'm learning. I'm still learning, by the way, of what you guys do. I mean, like, still, I go cross-eyed when they start talking about Success Club points and downlines and things like that. Like, there's so much to what you guys do, but it doesn't matter how much I know about that. It always comes down to, regardless, it doesn't matter if it's being a coach trying to sell Shakeology or a challenge pack. It's the exact same thing as someone buying a membership at a gym and then trying to keep them there. You guys are going through the same retention issues that the fitness industry is. And, right now we're losing that battle because we've got so many, 226 million people obese, overweight. So, it's always about value. That's just what it comes down to every single time. Create the value. If you guys know you create the value of something, price is not an objection anymore. If someone sees the actual value in what the product is or what it can do for them, for sure.
Yeah, so I think that's so true in any line of business. That's why you posted. That's why you built your own brand and how Beachbody caught onto you. You were marketing yourself before that. So yeah, and we go into that a lot. Where if you're really marketing yourself already on social media and adding value on social media, your objections are going to go way, way down. You take care of that in your marketing piece of everything. I do think there's been a really big shift though since Summit, and I can tell that our team has just really come together in the spring. It was definitely, we had an uphill battle going on at that time. So I think the momentum has kind of changed around here, which is really, really great. All right. So you have another question. Let's see here. Okay. Do we know if the challenge pack will come with a performance line option?
I do. That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that one. I'm sorry. I'll find out. But this is my first program launch, so there's still some unknowns about that.
Okay. Is the nutrition plan by calories?
It is. Yes, it is based on calories. There's a caloric. Basically, in between so many different calories, you'll see. I think there's four different steps or 4 different categories that you'll fall under one of them, and then that is between between 1,200 and 1,600 calories. Then that's your window. So it is based on calories, not points.
Okay. Super. How hard is this program on joints? I deal with a lot of challengers coming back from knee surgeries and shoulder issues. My daughter would like to have Joel say hi. Hannah, she's 12 and love pump.
Well, hi, Hannah. I see you up in the corner of my screen. Hi there. I can wave it. You can wave. I can see you. There we go. Nice. Thanks for doing pump. That was fun. So in terms of the program, hard on your joints, yeah, look, anybody, and also I saw that Francesca also asked about osteoporosis. Kind of the same thing, guys. Anything, if something hurts, first things first, you're going to go talk to your doctor. But then when it comes to joint issues, as I said, there's a modifier in every single workout. Me personally, after years of doing CrossFit type workouts back in the day, I have 2 herniated discs in my back as well. So I always have to be very cognizant of what I'm doing, and the fact that I can do core to force and not still have to go have surgery says a lot. So we're really working on strengthening the core, strengthening everything. And obviously if someone says a certain move hurts their body, then that's where the modification comes in. I think there was another question asking about in terms of impact and intent. Yeah, for Max 30, pushing for a higher intensity program. Yeah, if someone, look, if you're trying to compare it to what is in your toolkit right now, arsenal wise, in terms of new programs, and we're definitely on the higher end of intensity. But this is what was so cool and why we took it off the beat, because we wanted to go, again, in terms of authenticity, is we want to be where everyone can work at their own pace. So, and that's exactly what you can do. So, everybody on this call, if you're doing quarter force, you guys are all going to do the exact same combinations for the exact same amount of time, but the intensity is going to be up to you. So that's what's really cool. And you can go at your own pace. So as you start to get more out of your form gets better, your technique gets better, and then you're going to get more out of the moves as well. So it never, that's what I was kind of saying earlier too, is you never graduate from this program. It is always, you can always go back to, there's a beginner workout. It's just the start to shorter in terms of duration. You can always go back to do that workout and still get your butt whooped. So it's pretty cool because you can just keep going and going on it for sure. The osteoporosis question, there is strength training elements in it. We do have it's called dynamic strength. So there is on the workout calendar, you'll do that, I think, twice a week, maybe every so many days. But so you are doing some sort of strength training, which is great. But again, that's just, you figure out exactly what type of strength training you should be doing. So that's why I say defer to the experts on that one. The people that have the really nice PhDs and have student loans for years. Talk to those guys.
I saw one more question here. Do they do test groups anymore? How do you get in a test group? Alyssa, that's a question that nobody knows the answer to.
There are no more test groups going on. Sorry, guys. That's already done. It's not through us. We had nothing to do with the selection. That was completely through Beachbody Corporate. We didn't want anything to do with that selection because, man, I mean, we would have let's say just launch it. Just do it. We don't want anybody to have to wait anymore. But yeah, no more test groups that I know of. And sorry. But you got sneak peeks coming up soon, so that's good.
Yeah, so guys, they do test groups for they kind of have like a group at Beachbody Corporate that does the test group, and then after that they have coaches that do the test group. And I used to know why. I've talked to John and Carl about this many times, and I mean, they're looking for a specific person to be able to really market the program in a specific way. Sometimes they look at how many followers you have on social media. Sometimes they look at like what's your own marketing and what kind of style you are and who can you represent. That's the most that I really know about how they choose test group participants.
Yeah, so for us, sorry to interrupt. So for us, there was definitely a little bit of that factor, but we did have some good meetings before the selection went down. And look, this program is being marketed. If you guys were at Summit, you heard what we were talking about with Carl up on stage, is making you feel, Hannah, cover your ears, making you feel like a badass, basically, is what that was the whole point, and empowering. So a lot of our coach test group subjects are moms that have more than one kid and they're trying to get their bodies back and they want to feel badass. And that's what we're really, so we have a lot of coaches like that. Not necessarily, the top 10 coaches or anything like that. It was more about bringing people in so they can feel how empowered they feel when they're doing this. And so, yeah, it's a really cool group. It's fun to watch them. And week 1 is already done. And I think I was just looking today, trying to catch up a little bit on some stuff. And everybody it's not about the pounds, but the inches are just disappearing. So it's working, which is good.
That's so exciting. I love the badass empowering take. That's awesome. Be a good way for us to market that, and then attract like more badass empowering people into your teams and into your lives. That's what's great about that kind of program. Totally.
Julie asked the question. Was like, should I try having best explain this one? Kickboxing, yeah. So kickboxing can be intimidated, or people can talk about it. So again, this is the middle of the road. You're punching air. You're not. So there's no violence really. You're just beating the crap out of calories. So which is great, and it's more about I tell people, look, try it once. If you don't like it, then don't do it again. And this is kind of what I was talking about on the other coach call was stop wasting time trying to convince somebody that doesn't want to be convinced. So if somebody says, meh, I'm good, then you're like, okay, great. Let me know if you have any other questions, and then move on. You got 226 million people out there that you could talk to. You've got over 300 million in the United States. And now BOD is in 140 countries. Like, you got enough people to talk to. Is basically the point of that.
Hey, I'm really glad that you bring that up, because I think that, coaches' businesses start to excel once they realize that their job is to not only be a product to the product and lead by example on their own personal, growth, but to just get the information in front of people. It's like people just need to know that this really exists. And as much as you love people, you at the same time can't care more about them than they care about their outcome, and that's a hard thing to learn in this business, because we all love each other and we all love people and what we do. But that's such a really good point that you just made, because that gets so many coaches stuck, they hear
a lot of people there,
and then they think nobody wants to do it.
Well, and you can't talk to, again, it's part of the other thing we're talking about. You can't talk to 10 people and expect 10 of them to sign up. You can't, if you talk to 10 people and you get one, that's a 10% closing percentage, which is pretty damn good. If you can keep that up, great. But chances are you need to talk to hundreds of people and thousands of people. And the great thing is you've got social media, Facebook Manager. You've got so many ways to get out there now. What I just keep telling people is like, get out of your bubble, man. Like if all of your news feed on Instagram and Facebook is all coaching or all Shakeology posts, then that means that you're only talking to coaches right now. So like, get out of the bubble, because that's the people you should be talking to. There was a coach that asked me, like, how do you make your story different? Like, in terms of everyone's posting a Shakeology picture, so how do you do something different? That just means that the only people that she's paying attention to or listening to are Shakeology or coaches. So how about the people that aren't posting about Shakeology and Beachbody? Like, those are the people that you should be talking about. The ones that are not posting a picture of them working out every single day. Those are your target. That's who you should be going after with this stuff, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And if you guys, that's just by making your list. And like I've told you guys, by using like those, coaching lists on Facebook, and just making sure that you're interacting with those people instead of really scrolling the timeline. Because there are so many people out there. If you figure there's 450,000 coaches, and if we're lucky, maybe 20,000 that work the business in a little bit of a ways, but I would say only just a couple thousand that are on calls and are really serious about this mission that we have. So when you narrow that down, we have so much work to do, and thankfully we have these incredible programs that the trainers come up with. Thanks, Joel. So that we have great things that we can market, all the time. We're spoiled in that era, every 3 months we get a new program. That's a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, you guys are really spoiled. But I will say too, the one thing to point on yours is you guys have your library is growing, your arsenal is growing at an exponential rate. And, with Beachbody On Demand, like, to me, and I keep hearing a lot of people asking, like, where does Beachbody On Demand fit in with all this? To me, that's variety. Like, that's the coolest thing ever, is the fact of how cheap it is and the variety that's there now. On one of my posts I did not so long ago, I was joking about, like, seriously, if they added if we could just get NFL games on that sucker, I'll just cancel my cable. I'll be good. So it really is getting to that point. And if someone feels like they're getting bored, that's an opportunity. And really the big thing for me with all this stuff is it has to be fun. And if it's not fun, if it's not enjoyable, if there's not something that speaks to that person, then they're not going to do it. Like, that's saying, okay, I need to lose weight, but I hate running. Cool, go run on the treadmill. I'm not going to want to do it. So as you guys as coaches, and this is why you're called a coach, is my advice is to find what is it in your arsenal that will fit into somebody's life? And it may not be the same thing. It may not be, or it may not be the right time for that. Shakeology eventually, absolutely. But right now, what about we just need to get them off of soda first? And then we're going to go into this next step. So put it in phases and steps and make it a little bit more realistic as opposed to buy a challenge pack because then you have everything. Well, as if it's, I guess you could use it kind of like the a visualization. Okay, I want to become a high jumper. I'm not starting with a 6-foot pole. I'm starting like on a foot pole to see if I can actually even jump. So, let's start a little bit lower, set the bar lower for these people because these are the ones that are not sticking with anything at all. So if you can get them stick with at least one little tiny thing, then start stacking it up with there. I think you'll see you won't be as frustrated with the whole price objections and all that stuff that I hear a lot of right now. Not from you guys. You guys are all quiet.
Yeah, I don't know why, because normally they're not, but it's okay. I mean, and also the other thing too with Beachbody On Demand is, John has always talked about that's our way to get international, and once we can get Beachbody international, I mean, we already have so much work to do now, but just think about when we get so many other people exposed to our programs, how amazing that's going to be,
Yeah, for sure.
It's really something special.
I'm crossing my fingers. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Do you guys have any other questions for Joel before he goes? I have a Dutch family waiting for it. Nice.
Well, I'm sorry. I have to apologize for the hoarseness of my voice because I did just get back this morning from a 3-day bachelor party trip in Mexico. So my boys took me to Ensenada, and so I'm a little hoarse today. But I'm also refueling up on aminos and water at this point.
Yeah. That sounds like me. I just got back from a wedding. I've been drinking water nonstop all day.
Yeah, I'm pretty much going to bed right after this call.
Well, thanks for being a trooper and jumping on with us. I wasn't going to lie. I was really glad that I had a speaker and didn't have to totally get slides together and everything after the weekend I had. So.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
You're amazing. You're a trooper for that.
I'm glad I could help you.
What are the best highlights to spread the news on the program other than it's going to be fun and different?
Well, I mean, from an MMA perspective, like I said about the program originally, it's an MMA styled training. So, which is a little bit different because we know right now, if for the people that have never done this program, which is everybody except for a couple people doing the test group, excuse me, is it's going to be compared to what's already out there. You compare things to what you already know. So people are asking, well, how's it different than combat? How's it different than turbo, or Taibo, or any of that stuff? And it really just comes down to, as we said, very authentic style training. Really working from it's not to music. You can go at your own pace. There is music in there. We actually had a lot. It worked out and beautifully where we actually did the workouts first, then went back with the composer and choreographed the music to the workout. So now the music changes as the workout intensity changes, the music changes with it. So which is really cool. And so I think it just is really going to come down to doing something different. Core de force for most people is going to be something that probably they've never done before. So do something different to see your body change in some different way. So, that's kind of how I would challenge people to do it. It's like, you want something you don't have, so do something you've never done. Right.
Yeah. I love that analogy. Any other questions you guys have other than it's going to be fun and different?
It is going to be fun. It is fun and it's going to be different. It is different. It's already done. It is different.
All right. Well, I don't think anybody else is going to ask any other questions. So thanks so much for getting on with us. We'll let you slide and get you in bed so you feel better.
When I go to bed, I'm just basically gonna go get in bed and start crying right now. It was a lot of fun.
Emergency, get some of that emergency, that stuff.
Here you go, just so you guys know, because we're still working on a lot of fun stuff. we like tomorrow we have rehearsals, and then actually on Wednesday we go and shoot 2 more quarter force workouts. Like the program's not even out yet. We're already shooting more workouts for Beachbody on demand, stuff like that. So we're pulling in a lot of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna apologize ahead of time to everybody tomorrow at rehearsals because I'll probably smell a little bit like tequila, but that's okay. And then as always, shameless plugs, Joel Freeman Fitness on Instagram and Facebook. So, you know, everything that I'm doing, that's what I was just talking the other call about. Everything that I do right now is for you guys. So my target market is Beachbody coaches right now, because that's what, obviously with Quarter Force coming out, everything that we do at the office in terms of being ambassadors for the company. So with Shakeology, with the apparel, like all the posts that if you see me do those before, that's all to help you and help you guys and help you as coaches and try to give you more value, bring more value into the products to make it easier to bring it to the masses. So yeah, everything we're doing is for you guys. So.
All right, awesome. Hey, we're going to take a picture with you, all right?
Okay.
Wait.
Tell me when you're ready.
Wait, I might have to pin them. Maybe that'd be better. I did have you pins, but all right, we're gonna pin you again. You know,
okay.
Decisions. This all goes along with all of it, right? Okay. All right, guys. You guys ready?
Ready.
All right. Can you guys see it? So hold on. Oh no! I lost you. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Ready? All right, guys, I got it. I'll post it in our page for us. All right, thanks so much. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
I'll get this on YouTube, too, so we'll get you a little bit more action on there as well.
Wonderful. Everybody have a great night. And
yeah, thanks so much. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for jumping on.
Let's do it. Let's do it again sometime. We'll have a good time. We'll do it again.
Perfect. Sounds great.
All right, bye. Thanks, everybody.